I've said this before, I'll say it again. The Great Awakening is here. People are finally starting to realize that we're occupied. You know, there's been a significant amount of contributors, right? Like your channel, me, Nick Fuentes, Scout Ritter, you know, a lot of big voices, Suleiman Ahmed on Twitter. There's so many different, you know, Candace Owens has been talking about this, Tucker Carlson. And it's good, man. It's good because for a very long time in the conservative space, especially in America, it's been cucked by Israel, right? You know, conservative media is dominated by Zionist control. So for people to finally come out and talk about this on the right is a big deal. So it's good. It's definitely good. But yeah, I know Charlie's in a weird spot because the people that fund TPUSA are hardcore Zionists, right? And obviously, he's very close with the Trump administration. They're very pro-Zionist.
He's a Zionist.
Yeah, he is too, exactly. He's an evangelical Christian. But a lot of his base are starting to kind of wake up. And a lot of his base, like young men, they're leaning more towards Grapers, America First, fuck Israel.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he still has that boomer audience that still are like fooled by the bullshit. But like the young men are waking up. Like, it's crazy how many guys are like waking up to this stuff. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, you know, Charlie Kirk, especially in the lead up to Israel's attack on Iran, he kept posting out tweets and he would poll his audience.
Oh, so yeah.
He would try to
he's trying to get a temperature
exactly.
reading. I was debating Destiny on this. I told him, I was like, dude, it was a monumental failure, us intervening.
You debated Destiny recently.
No, literally today.
Destiny?
Yeah.
He was at the conference.
Yeah, he was at the conference. I was debating him on this topic, and I told him my position was that the U.S. and Israel actually lost in this conflict against Iran for a multitude of different reasons.
What did he say?
He doesn't think so. He thinks that we pushed their nuclear program back and that was a W. But I was like, well, dude, okay, let's go with the White House estimate that they pushed it back a year or two. Doesn't matter. Now the resolve is even greater to get it. The country's behind it. You've made the Ayatollah stronger. Anyone that was critical of them before, now they're aligned. So like, you united the country. Yeah. So like, even if you did push it back a year or two, they're gonna work even harder to get it now. That's assuming they don't have clandestine programs that we didn't know about, which I guarantee they had. I guarantee they had other facilities. Like they had the 3 nuclear facilities that everyone and their mom knew about. You don't think they would have some other ones that are like completely classified, maybe even out of country? Come on.
Yeah, and it's kind of tricky because we don't know like if the CIA and Mossad are going to leak intelligence that would encourage Trump to go back in. So we don't know how to read it, but from what they're saying, they have no idea what the material is.
The thing is like half the base, including myself, because I do like Trump. I don't like what he's doing with Israel, of course. But we all were like, what the fuck? No new wars, man. Like, this is bullshit. So I'll tell you that his base rebelling definitely played a role, because if this was 2003, and I think we discussed this, like, they would have went to, they would have intervened way sooner. But, you know, thanks to social media and alternative media in general, people were like, you know, like, fuck no. So it made him definitely think twice, like, dude, am I going to do this? He obviously did it, but then as soon as he did it, he got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
The biggest political commentators on the right wing, all of them stay away from foreign policy until now. So since the base hasn't been giving it to them, this is the opportunity kind of coming. Like, I've been coming in and like red pilling people on foreign policy on this stuff, and people are mind blown because for 20, 30 years, they've been listening to Fox News. They've been listening to, you know, Charlie Kirk or any of these guys before, where all of them have always historically stayed away from foreign policy for that reason. You know what I mean? Because if you talk about foreign policy, especially in the Middle East, you have to deal with the elephant in the room, and that elephant in the room is simply that Israel runs our foreign policy.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson actually did a good job, I think, in trying to like protest against this and resist it. And one of the things he was saying is that this is going to ruin.
Some people get mad at him. They say he's not going hard enough. I think he's doing just fine.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to. There's other people who can go harder than him.
And they're gonna find they're gonna find us through him.
Yeah.
Which is what matters. Like, he can't go all the way. Guy's establishment, you know, media, so he can't go all the way. That's fine. He's gonna find me, Nick Fuentes, you, other people on Twitter, because once you start going down that path, people become curious.
Right.
And then they realize that people have been lying to them. So I think he's doing a good job. Another thing too is like, you know, people are saying, oh, Carlson, whatever the fuck, trying to make jokes or whatever. But the reality is like, okay, like, you want to make that joke and say Qatar is paying him. Hey, they have to register on the FARA. AIPAC doesn't.
Yeah.
These Zionist lobbies don't. So I think, and the people forget, he asked Netanyahu for an interview too. Netanyahu's not going to do the interview. I promise you he's not.
Yeah.
Because he knows that, you know, he would have to answer the tough questions. hey,
especially after Ted Cruz. There's
oh,
no way.
Yeah. That's an L. Like, he's not going to do any adversarial interviews. He did one with the Nelk Boys, though, which is comical.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that interview goes.
Tucker Carlson his biggest complaint was, look, obviously we have an issue with Zionism in Israel, but more than that, what he's most concerned with is Trump is not going to carry out the things he promised domestically because he's so focused on foreign policy in Israel. And ever since he's come into office, all we've been talking about is Israel. Whether it's the genocide in Gaza or this war with Iran or any of the other things Netanyahu's asking for. He's visited the White House like 3 or 4 times since he got into office. And we're not even talking about Ukraine.
And there's always military action right after he visits. You know
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So Tucker's whole beef is Trump is not going to serve American people. And that's playing out right in front of our eyes.